We continue to reflect on 1 year since the lockdown first began, and we remember that the Beitbridge Border Post was one of the many areas closed to restrict movement and to curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, Pelane Phakgadi is our reporter on that story. In fact, he's tracked the story for us throughout the lockdown periods. And Pelane, throughout the periods of bottlenecks, when the borders were not open due to COVID-19, and how it's exacerbated the challenges for those who rely on the functioning of the border to access places like Messina.
Well, Michelle, I can tell you that has really exacerbated the challenges that the people here at the Beitbridge who travel have been facing. So many could be sympathizers, you and I, of the daily operations here at the border post, and that particular sympathy could be derived from the fact that despite this border being one of the most porous in the country, it is also a link to the southmost countries in the continent which rely on products and services offered here in South Africa, particularly here in Messina. We know that under normal circumstances, around 14,000 people, 120 buses, 500 commercial trucks, and at least around 3,000 vehicles here pass through. But that really has not been the case this past year until now, with personal travel halted in most instances. So the pandemic has really, Michelle, exposed many systematic challenges here as far as document processing is concerned. So in the response to this, as you can remember, during the peak of the first wave last year, President Cyril Ramaphosa signed the Border Management Authority Bill into law and has since been enforced. Home Affairs Minister has worked on the structure, and now with an acting commissioner, if you remember well, that particular commissioner is in place. So now that piece of legislation addresses the need for an integrated and well-coordinated border management service, Michelle, that will ensure that there is a secure travel and legitimate trade in accordance with the Constitution and international and domestic law. So that particular piece of legislation, Michelle, should replace the current challenge of different agencies and organs of government who really play different roles in managing aspects of border control. So that border control management authority bill, I can tell you, will have to deal with the challenges we see, and some of them, the truck drivers, having been asking both South African and Zimbabwean governments to improve structure at the border to avoid congestion and delay. So we are told by 2024 there will be a one-stop border post between the two countries, Zimbabwe and South Africa, to ease congestion. I'm just going to ask, just for a few seconds, Luyanda, to show you around the exact challenges that I am talking to you about. The still congestion here at the border post. Trucks really take quite a long time to get processed all the way into the border line. So all the way here for about a kilometer or two, you will find this queue of trucks who have to make their way in to the border post to get documentation processed here at the South African side of the border, and they will then have to move to the Zimbabwean side of the border, where themselves as well have to get some documentation. So yes, the queues are some of the challenges that particular Border Management Authority bill has to come through to address, and that is an urgent matter that needs address here at the border post. Michelle?
Yeah, I dare say 2024 will seem like a very long way off for those who depend on the functioning of the border. Pelane, thanks very much for that update. Pelane Phakgadi live to us there from the Beitbridge Border Post.